Hyperion Audio presents What Americans Really Want. Really. The Truth About Our Hopes, Dreams, and Fears. By Dr. Frank I. Luntz. Read by Frank Luntz and L.J. Ganser. Copyright 2009, Frank Luntz. Production copyright 2009, Hyperion.
It really feels like we've entered the Hobbesian state of nature out there, nasty, brutish, and short. As spoken by John Patterson, Harvard class of 1994, and the senior vice president of Ketchum Public Relations until he was laid off on March 2nd, 2009. An economist walks past a $100 bill on the sidewalk and doesn't pick it up. His friend asks why. If it were worth something, someone else would have picked it up already. And that sums up what Americans think today, the worst economic era since the Great Depression. Words like devastation, carnage, crisis, and crash have been thrown around like dime store cigars, but they accurately describe not just what has happened to Wall Street, but also to Main Street. They articulate not just what has happened to wealth, but also to confidence. The word credit comes from the Latin word that means to believe. The crisis in America, and for 300 million Americans, is the lack of credit, the lack of credibility, and the lack of confidence that has rocked our nation to its very core. At its worst, 21,000 employees a day became unemployed, and the country's jobless rate now sits at a numerical high Americans haven't seen for many, many years. Shopping malls are now places for walking, not for shopping. Car dealerships are empty, if they're lucky enough to still be in business. Sales of books like this one are down 10%. Simply put, nobody is spending because nobody has money anymore. This economic upheaval hit with full force during the writing of this book, and it required almost a complete rewrite as bad news tumbled into worse. The average American family had lost 9% of their household worth in just the last 3 months of 2008, the fastest disintegration of wealth in more than 7 decades. In fact, a majority of families were reporting a drop of more than 25% in their household worth over the past year alone. Pretty pessimistic stuff, and you're going to read a lot of it on the following pages. But this book isn't designed to bring you down. On the contrary, it has been written to help you identify and take full advantage of the numerous silver linings in even the darkest clouds.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?